All right, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man? Y'all know it's Thursday. Y'all know what time it is. You got the tour guide around the SWAC in the house. You got the big soldier in the house. Y'all know what that mean. Y'all know it mean it's SWAC smoke. And you know we're gonna do what we do, man. Thursday we're gonna pop things off. But before we get started, I wanna just send condolences and prayers out to the Morgan State family, man. You know, man, we all praying for y'all out there, and hopefully, this kind of stuff, man, it got to come to an end. I we can't keep having this kind of stuff happening on these campuses and anywhere in general. But I definitely want to send prayers out to the Morgan State family, man, and all involved. Before we get going on this, because that's just uncalled for. So I
Right.
just wanted to throw my prayers and condolences out there on that. But and like I say, we're gonna try to keep it light because I don't like a lot of heaviness on here, but just wanted to show the proper respect to everybody, and just keep on praying for them and anybody else that been impacted by this kind of stuff. But man, shifting gears a little bit, man. How you doing today, big soldier, man? What's going on with you?
I got a feeling, y'all. I got a feeling there's an upset coming. I really do. I feel like this is about to be the upset of the century this weekend.
All right, now we can't get into that just yet. You know what I'm saying? We gonna wait on that. But like I say, man, we in the middle of SWAC play now, man. It's like the season is ramping up. We done hit October, which is the best month of the year. I love
Mm-hmm.
October. You know what I'm saying? October is great for football. October
Yeah,
is great for a lot of things. So get a lot of
that is
magic
that.
in this month. Get a lot of
I
magic in
got
this month.
I got to have a preview, but I'm gonna give y'all a little hint though. I'm gonna give y'all a little hint. I think some I think somebody's gonna get ate up today. The
that
swag week, there's smoke coming for somebody.
Woo, okay, we see how it's going. All right, hey, smoke coming, but it's gonna drop in a minute. But man, let's go ahead and talk about these games that took place last week before we get into this week. Um, let's start off with Texas Southern, man. They got them a victory, man. They
Uh,
beat Lincoln. I think it was 52-7. Homecoming.
yeah.
Tigers
You
got
know
the
that.
win.
Yeah. You know that was gonna happen. I mean, Lincoln will put together longest yard team, man. That's to be expected, man. So ain't much you can really hang your hat on, but hey, it's a good victory for the homecoming crew. So hey, congratulate the TSU.
Yeah, man. Congratulations. They needed that win in the worst way, man. Coming up 0-4, you need that little jump off. You know what I'm saying? So they get this, they get a bye week, man. They can try to focus on SWAC play. Um,
Hmm.
Another homecoming game. Coach Maynard and them Bulldogs, man, they beat the stuffing out of Tuskegee, man. They knocked the stripes off them Tigers. 58-3.
Hmm.
I was surprised by the margin, man. I really was surprised by the amount of points that they put up in this game. But they control this game pretty much from beginning to end.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you're a step above. You're supposed to smack your opponents like that, man.
Oh yeah, I
Alabama
mean
A&M has a good team, so it didn't surprise me at all. It really didn't.
but that I give them a lot of credit. That's one of the things that they've done this year because they played Lane and they put a 50 piece on them too. So they did what you're supposed to do against a D2 team. I mean, you're supposed to go out there and take advantage of your numbers
Yeah.
and make some things happen, man. We got Crook back up in here, man. Say it's going down.
I was
Say it's
excited
going
about Crook, man.
say it's going down.
Hey, I got Crook some good news coming, man. Just hold on, Crook. I got something good for you coming down the pipe, man. Good
Yeah,
news, Crook.
it's gonna be on. All right. Southern got them a shutout at Pine Bluff, man. I even
Hmm.
I'm gonna say this. even with Pine Bluff not scoring, man, I think Coach Hampton is really got them dudes fighting, man. Like they didn't quit in the second half. Like a lot of times when teams get down like that,
Yeah.
I think they tried to make some things happen, but their offense just really couldn't get going. I still think Jalen Makins is going to be a really good quarterback. They just got to put some pieces around him. They kept losing running backs, and you can't, when you're a team like that, you can't really have injuries. But I thought they played. I thought they had a couple opportunities to score in the red zone, came up short, and that was kind of it for them. But Southern looked pretty sharp in the first half, especially, man. Harold Blood threw an interception on first play of the game, but completed 17 straight passes after that. So, he was really efficient. Excuse me, finished 18 of 20 on the night. Had a bad fumble in the second half, but for the most part, he ran the offense well. The running game got going. That's always, a good key to get the running game going. Garrett Quarles went over 100 yards on the night. So you can't, you can't really complain about that, and you can't really ask for much more than that. I mean, yeah, you would have liked to put some more points on the board, but when you need to get a dub, you get that dub, and Southern got that, and they move on, man. I do want to say them announcers on the Pine Bluff game, bro, they was wilding, bro. Them dudes was talking all kind of they were talking all kind of stuff, but the feed wasn't that great, but the announcers had me cracking up, and I'm glad I was able to at least watch it and not listen to it on the radio, because I don't like to listen to Southern broadcasts. It just never goes well for me. Next game we got them young mans from Alcorn. Got them a big overtime victory. Got a big overtime victory over them Hornets, man, and overtime game-winning field goal. Alabama State fumble, about to score a touchdown late. Alcorn drive down, tie the game up. So that starts to lead to some questions, man. Do you think Coach Rob? You think he long for the world, man? You think he gonna be able to hold on at Bama State?
I don't think so. I honestly don't believe. I mean, man, I still ain't a fan of that 2-quarterback system that they're trying to run, and it just, you can't keep playing like that and expect to win championships. I'm gonna just be 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's too much talent on that team to be playing the way they be playing, man. And you know what I'm saying? If you want to keep on playing like that, there's a place for you, and that's out the whole stadium, out of Montgomery. Keep on playing like that, man.
I thought when they made the change against FAMU, I thought that would be what put them. You make a change, that's the guy moving forward. I don't think you make a change and then you bring the guy back out that you put in. I don't like all that juggling. And we're gonna get to that game. We're gonna get to that game in a few once we get to our week 6. But I know them Bulldogs ready to bite. And I hope Coach Manning ain't barking no more. But hey, I hope that them Bulldogs might be ready to bite. We're gonna talk about that game. But let's finish talking about E-Rob, man. I don't know, man. I feel like that I feel like this job might not be. I feel like this job might be too big for him, and
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, you look at the way the team is being ran, and you look at the way some of the stuff is off the field, and I just don't feel like he's got a good hold on that team right now, man. And the offense is just, they had a good running game, but they this week they couldn't pass the ball, and you playing 2 quarterbacks and you still can't throw the ball, and it doesn't look good on you, man, because you really, and I'm not saying we was going to win the game enough, but you 5 points away from being 0-4, 0-5 or whatever. You lost to Miles. That's not a good look. You lost to FAMU, which is whatever, but Alcorn come in your house and beat you.
Yeah.
You have yet to have every team on the schedule, every team in the league so far has had a game where you could say they looked okay. You know what I'm saying? Like they look like that's what this team gonna be. And I don't think they had that game yet. And we 6 weeks in the season. Like when it's gonna you lose this week, you're out. It's over for you.
Right.
And you lose that Magic City Classic, it's really over for you.
It's over. It's over. But yeah, I mean, I just, man, team undisciplined. Play calling suspect. You're playing two quarterbacks. It seems like you're playing favorites instead of just go ahead and playing the guys that you need to win some of these games, man. And, man, that defense can't keep holding up, and the offense ain't pulling their weight, man. I'm just, you know, you let a lot of good talent go out the door too, man. So I mean, man, this ship looked like they looked like it was sailing, but this thing is rapidly sinking. So I mean, he gonna have to. He might need to have one of those come to Jesus meetings or something, you know.
Yeah, that's you know,
bad.
I'm starting, you know, because you look at it, and like I said, I don't want to look too far ahead, but it don't get, you know what I'm saying, man. You got tougher games coming later in the season, and you really haven't put together a good game, man. Even the game you won, you didn't even play well offensively in that game. So you can't even have that under your belt. You know, like you didn't even play good in the game you won. So you just something's got to change. And I don't know which direction they go, but something got to give, man. Something got to give. But we're gonna leave them Hornets alone. I'm sure we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna have more to say about them when we get to our previews. Grambling picked up a big win, man. Grambling looking good. It hurt me to say that, you know what I'm saying? But they offense is looking good. They looking good. Miles Crawley, 10 touchdowns this season, only 1 interception. I think right now, man, you know, and y'all, you know, anybody who been watching, they know I was on the anti-hype train, but I give a man his credit, man. Right now, he looked like the best quarterback in the league right now.
Yes, come on now. And ain't nobody talking about that.
I mean, you know, I'm just going, you know, I got to give credit, man. Their offense is looking sharp. Running game on point. Passing game is good. And they won games with each one of them. You know, they thrown the ball for a lot of yards and won. They ran the ball for a lot of yards and won. The defense playing better. They really just ran away from Prairie View in this game. Prairie View, you know, they showed a little bit what Prairie View still got to work on, but they not out of it either. You know, the West gonna be down and dirty. It's gonna be down and dirty. But like I said, right now Grambling's shaping up to be one of the top teams in the division. I say they, you know, I don't want to say they're in the driver's seat yet because it's way too much time. But they at the driver's side door reaching for the knob, but they ain't opened the door up yet. But they right there in the mix. So we're gonna definitely keep our eye out on the Tigers, man. What they do. Valley tried to work some of that Valley magic, man, but the team just wasn't willing. Defensively, Valley played their butts off in that first half, though.
Yeah, they really played good ball for the first 3 quarters. Man, they took away that deep ball from what Musa was trying to go to and everything, man. They did a good job with that coverage, man. And, you know, they made moves to make a lot of mistakes. Even had the fan base rattled. So, you know, hey, fun rattled. I mean, you know,
I see you, boy. I see that word play right there.
Yeah, it had the fan base a little rattled, but you know, they pulled it off at the end. It was an ugly win, but I mean, you know, Valley still got a lot of questions too. I mean, coming into the season, it was a lot of hype, but they continue to stick a fork in themselves, you know. So
yeah, hey, that's another one, boy. Look at you, boy. The devil's put a fork in themselves. Boy, look at you. Yeah, but you know, I'm gonna say this before I get into more of it. when you a team, you know, and anybody who follows a team that then won a championship or contended for a championship, you know your team gonna have games like this. You know, them ugly wins, man. You know, you're not always gonna look great. You know, you're not always gonna, you know, click on all cylinders. And certain places you play, things is gonna pop up on you. But, you know, I'm not calling for nothing, but there's something that's got to light up under Musa, man. I don't think he's played a great game really this season. I mean, he's made plays because he got a lot of playmakers. He done made plays, and the guys who got to make the plays, they're making them, and they're making them when they need to. But you know, he's had those stretches where it's like he's not on target, not accurate. And then, you know, he hit the plays he need to hit, and, you know, they score 2 or 3 touchdowns in the second half and they win. You know, defense is really carrying them, but can he put together that consistent game? Because, you know, I know it's going, you know, I know with a defense like they got, it's going to take a lot for the other team to really put points up to beat them, because regardless of how you struggle or not, they got the weapons to score the points. But I feel like at some point in the season, he's gonna have to be consistent all game long, and we haven't seen that yet. And for your coach to have to come out, which I don't have a problem with him. What's happening, Big Thriller, man? Welcome to the show. Got BCU in the house, man. What's going on with all y'all folks, man? Everybody, welcome. But like I was saying, man, I don't have a problem with Coach Simmons doing what he did, because, you know, you gotta ride for your guys. You know, you gotta ride for your guys. But I feel like it shouldn't have to come to that. You know, like, I get people frustrated, and I get, you know, everything looking as pretty as it should. But you're still 4-1 and still undefeated in conference. So if your team is still winning and you're not playing up to the capability, it's gonna happen. You know, I sometimes I think, you know, guys get too much crap, but I'm glad Coach Simmons stood up for his guy, though.
Right. Yeah, me too.
But, you know, you shouldn't really have to go on social media to do that. But, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do. But man, I said he baking a cake for y'all. Yeah, Crook, you got man. You got Mana on a direct line, man. But man, so like I said, that's pretty much the week as it is, man. We're gonna look at where the standings at. It's still early. Always got to throw that out there. It's still early, but right now, FAMU lead the East. They 3-0, 4-1 overall. Jackson State 1-1, 3-2. Bama A&M 1-1, 3-2. Bethune-Cookman 0-1, 1-3. Alabama State 0-2 and 1-3. We're gonna keep on talking about the Hornets in a minute. Valley 0-1 and 0-4 in conference. I really don't think Valley gonna win a game this year, man. I hate to say it, but they opportunity is slipping. Grambling is 2-0 in the West, 3-2 overall. Southern 2-0, 2-2 overall. Prairie View 2-1, 2-3 overall. Alcorn 1-1, 2-3 overall. Pine Bluff 0-2, 1-4 overall, and Texas Southern 0-2, 1-4 overall. So that's pretty much where we stand right now with the standings after week 5. It's still anybody's ball game in the West for sure. The East is a little bit more dicey, but it's but yeah, the East is a little bit, you know, the East is almost do or die for everybody. And we're gonna start off talking about week 6, man. We're gonna go ahead and jump this thing off right now, because I'm sure we're gonna spend a lot of time on this upcoming week. First game of the day is Bethune-Cookman at Alabama State. HBCU Go. That's the HBCU Go game. I don't know, man. Like, if it wasn't for Bama State defense, I would pick Bethune-Cookman to win this game, even with them playing they 8th-string quarterback or whatever they own. You know, it's like I don't really have no confidence in Alabama State offensively, man. Like, I don't even know if this team can score 20 points, like, because they scored 20 points in this game, but 7 of them came off a blocked field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all will be losing at least one game in October, so might not be this one, but y'all got a loss coming in a couple weeks. We'll get to that one later, but I really feel like, man, if Bethune-Cookman can move the ball and put a few points on the board, they got a good chance in this game.
Right.
I don't have no confidence in Alabama State offensively at all. So if Bama State lose this game,
well, you know what's gonna happen. You know that this is gonna be the pink slip game. Hey, that's a good score. I believe BCU. I got BCU actually winning this game. I think it's gonna be a scrappy game.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be scrappy.
But
it's homecoming.
And I think they're gonna be his homecoming smooth out the door too.
It's a home going.
Yeah, he could take a scooter with him too, bro. Yeah, man.
But like I said, I picked Bama State. I picked Bama State to win this game, man, because I think their defense gonna score a touchdown. Might even score 2. That's not to say Bethune-Cookman can't get it done, but I just feel like defensively, Bama State is the best unit in this game, and I think they're gonna be able to control it. They offense, man, this week has to be an explosion for them offensively. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if you got to run 80 trick plays. I don't care if you got to pull somebody out of the crowd to play quarterback. I don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. You go find Darnell Kennedy and suit him up again. You go back to the 80s and get Brad Baxter and put him at running back. I don't care what you do, bro. Somebody got to do something, man. Somebody got to do something.
Man, God dang, everybody on my head today. What I did, man? Yeah, I'm trying to take positives about y'all. Some of y'all guys, man. What I did,
they on your head, man.
What I did, man?
That man know you got the that man know you got the connection with Coach Bubba, man. You know you got Bubba on the speed dial. But
yeah, man. But Bubba let me down this past weekend, man. I mean, I felt like Prairie View could have pulled off the upset, but man, when you just they just didn't do enough in the game to do so. You know, I ain't knocking Grambling, but man, that quarterback play got to be a little better, man. You know, you can't make that good run without that quarterback play.
Yeah, they looking a little iffy. We're gonna say them for a little bit later. Speaking of Grambling, we're gonna go ahead and jump into that game, man. Grambling going to the reservation. It's homecoming on the reservation. Them young man's gonna be ready. And y'all, they're gonna have a double U-Haul.
Dang, that boy crazy. Hey, with the little
the little part on the top.
Yeah. The super movie. They gonna have gas dang. Hey, with that little old, don't they got a little drum too?
Yeah.
That little drum gonna be put behind the moving van.
Oh man,
that's funny. That is funny.
like I was saying, man, it's homecoming on the reservation. Got them young mans. They bounced back from the loss to Prairie View with a win over Bama State. Grambling coming to town. This is gonna be an interesting game, man. I got to give Aaron Allen some credit, man. He threw that ball well against Alabama State, man. He was chunking that thing, but the running game wasn't at it last week, surprisingly. But do you think Alcorn can get Grambling?
No. No, the offense is playing too good right now. I think, that's a kind of disrespectful to put somebody like Grambling on homecoming. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, that is a little different.
So I mean, I think, I just think Grambling gonna put it on them Saturday. Go ahead and you know what I'm saying, be the top dog in the West. You know what I'm saying? I mean that's gonna be a rough environment though to go down there and put out potentially, pull out a blowout or upset.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a battle, man. I think Alcorn defensively, they ain't really had that game yet. I think their defense is gonna cause some problems, especially their pass rush. But I think Grambling got enough. I think Grambling gonna have enough to get over the hump. And I think Grambling gonna win this game, man. I think it's gonna be close though. I think it's gonna be a close game. But if Alcorn can run that ball, which they haven't really had that one game where they break. Well, Jarion Howard ain't had that game yet this year. If they had that game Saturday, I think they got a good chance. But I like Grambling offensively, man. They running and passing. I think can keep Alcorn off balance for most of the game. So I think Grambling gonna get it, man. I don't like picking Grambling a lot, man. Y'all know me, but I got to give them credit when they win it, man.
Yeah, it just, man, it's like with Coach McNabb, man, he on the high seat. He got a lot of pressure. He got to win this game. But I don't know. They just don't look the same offensively. Nico Duffy not getting the ball. I don't know. That kid, you got to get that kid the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
they got more talent receivers is in Monterio Hunt as well.
Like
used to using their tight ends, and I ain't even really seen them use their tight ends much. Lately.
You know what? The last couple of weeks, bro, they finally started throwing to him on Griffin. They finally started giving him the ball. But I like this comment, and Grambling defense has been getting better. The last couple of weeks. Early in the season, I thought they was a little shaky, but they've been playing a lot better. They finally got some more guys coming in to help out on defense. So I think they're gonna give them a go for it. But I don't know if you can count on Alcorn to throw the ball like that every week. I don't think that's what you want to do. And Alcorn only ran the ball like 19 times last week, which is surprising. They didn't even run the ball that much like they normally do. So they got to find a way to get that running game going. They got to find a way to keep Grambling off the field. They got to slow the, what I'm saying? They got to take the air out the ball. Really, I think Alcorn got to control the clock more than anything, because you get a back and forth against Grambling the way they going this year, it is not going to go good for you. But I think Grambling gonna pull this one out. Like you say, it's rough to schedule Grambling for homecoming, bro.
That's kind of bad.
That's kind of bad. We got Prairie View and Valley, man. Valley beat Prairie View the last 2 years, man. But I can't do it. I can't do it this year, bro. I can't do it this year.
Yeah. I think Prairie View gonna pretty easily get this victory, man. Cole Wade, they don't have no rhythm offensively. They just can't figure it out on offense.
I don't know. Like I said, man, I don't even know what their offensive identity is, bro. I don't know if they want to throw the ball. I don't know if they want to run the ball. They defensively, they still, they giving up a lot of points, but they still, they had a really good showing last week. Or, for like you say, like 3 quarters. But I don't know, man, if they. You can wear defense down when you play like that, and I don't think they got enough in them defensively to go to Prairie View and hold them down. And I got a score similar to this one. I think I said like 30-14 or something like that, 31-14. Yeah, I said I said 34-10. So that's pretty much similar scores. I think Prairie View gonna be able to do whatever they want. I think this is a good bounce back game for them. Before we get into the last game, man, and anything else that we want to talk about, I got to take a quick pause for the calls, man, and salute one of my unofficial sponsors. As y'all know, y'all done seen me promoting my wife selling her jewelry for Park Lane Jewelry. The co-founder of their company, her name is Shirley Levin. Today is her birthday. She's a Libra. Y'all know it's Libra season. she has selected items from her vault for special contests. If my wife submits a minimum order of $500 in sales before midnight tonight, she'll receive one of those items, and she's about $400 away from her goal. So if y'all want to try to help, the link will be in the description. They got a lot of good stuff. They got some breast cancer awareness items also that has a percentage of that go to breast cancer research. So the link is going to be in the description, and it's all over all my videos. So man, y'all want to support my wife working with Park Lane Jewelry, hit that link down in the description, and get somebody something nice, man. Holidays coming up, you know. Hey, think about getting somebody something nice. But back to the matter at hand, man. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna let you start this one off because this is what you wanted what you wanted to say. So I'm gonna let you start it off.
Which one? I mean, so
there's only one game left on the schedule. Yeah, there's only one game left on the schedule.
Oh, we talk about JSU and
bro, my bad. My bad. All right, let's push it back a little bit more. Let's talk about them Tigers, man. Let's talk about them Tigers and them Bulldogs in Mobile, man. Well, what's your thoughts on that game?
It's shaping up to be like that 0-7 matchup. Two really good teams coming into this matchup. You know, Bama A&M finally catching their groove. Casey looking good. Defense playing pretty good. Offense is looking pretty solid. You know, Jackson State, they still got a few questions they had to fill, you know, and luckily this bye week came in the right time. Are we going to get Jackson State that played in the Pink Scooter Bowl? Are we going to get Jackson State that's been struggling offensively? That's going to be the question. But I think the defense, it's going to be a good defense. I think this game going to be kind of it's probably going to be one of the most physical games of this whole weekend. I think it's going to be a true dog fight, man. I think it's going to be kind of like how it was last year. I don't think very many points going to be scored. And I think it's going to be – hey, they say it's an elimination game, so I think
is.
Both teams will know what's on the line. So, man, this do or die, man. And I think it's going to be a close one, but I got JSU coming out with that victory, man.
You know, I went back and forth on this one, Brian. When I did my little script that I like to use to do my videos, when I put my predictions, I just put 23-20. I didn't even put a team that I thought was gonna win. I didn't even pick a winner until I did my show. So I think this game is fairly even, man. You know, like I always say, you can twist numbers to say what you want them to say, but these two teams are not that different. And whoever, you know, both teams love to run the ball. Both teams, you know, passing games can make some things happen. But I think whoever wins the turnover battle, I think that's a big key in this game. Special teams is the biggest concern to me, though, man.
Yeah.
What you know, what's going on with JSU special teams, because A&M got game breakers at returner. You know, they can bust a kick return, they can bust a punt return, and I know there's been a couple of issues, you know, for Jackson State this season. And I ain't even got into the kicking thing. You know, I mean, I think the punter, I think he's still hurt. You know, this is a bad game for that kind of stuff, man, because I think special teams is going to be crucial in a game like this. So if JSU can overcome that kind of stuff, then I think they gonna have a good chance. But if they do give up short fields and A&M able to capitalize, bro, that's gonna change a lot of things. I look for you know, I know Coach Maynard said, you know, Quincy Casey not gonna try to, you know, do too much. If he do, he gonna be standing next to me. I do look for him to maybe be a little bit amped up at the start of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't even know how much, he's carrying this because, he been gone with JSU for a couple years now. But yeah, you want to get your old team, but I don't know how much that's gonna weigh on him. But I wouldn't be surprised to look for him to try to hit a couple big plays early. That could be, good or bad for them. But if they can run the ball, and I'm speaking on A&M, if they can run the ball, I think that gives them a couple opportunities. But if JSU could turn them over, JSU gonna have to find a way to offset their special teams situations. But I think this is a close game, bro. I got it like a 3-point game, honestly, right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be scrappy.
It's gonna be physical because I think both teams know what's on the line. I mean, like this is early in the season, but for a game like this to be, you're gonna feel a little extra pressure because both sides know that they cannot afford to lose a game. You really can't afford to lose anymore. I mean, you trailing fam. Who knows? If they're gonna drop enough games for somebody to catch up. You got to win. You got to win, and it's gonna be interesting to see, man. They if they get pass happy, then yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I'm like I say, man, I'm gonna just try to keep my eyes on this game because I think this is gonna be this may be the best game of the day. Honestly, when you really look at the stakes and everything, I think this might be the best game of the day. But I've been going back and forth. I'm still going with JSU, but I think A&M got a really good chance, man. Huh?
But I saw you one comment said about that pink scooter. Our previous coach, Deion Sanders, gave that scooter to Manning. And maybe y'all should have gave that scooter to him when he got whooped by Oregon. He needed that scooter. He should have gave to that coach and gave him the scooter. That would have been epic. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I've been fell out there.
They should have had the duck bring that thing out there. What's happening, Blue? What's going on with you? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, bro, they should have had that duck ride that thing out there, bro. But I think, like I said, bro, I think this is gonna be a good game, man. I think both teams gonna leave it out there on the field. My question is the game gonna be ran better than it was last year? That's my question.
They started out wrong with Lil Boosie.
That's definitely not a good look. That only amps up everything else, bro. Oh, have mercy.
I think TC and Cole might have got that mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? But that P Scooter idea that was the previous Coach Prime idea, man. So
yeah, you don't want to have somebody else. You don't want to get something that was meant for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So if you come with that extra attitude because of that on somebody who ain't really, but we're gonna see, man. We're gonna definitely see. Like I said, I think that's gonna be a really good game, man. It's a very important game. Garrett Barnett, ain't that man like 100 years old? We're gonna talk about. I do want to talk about that. I do want to talk about TSU in a minute, and Coach McKinney. Now, I guess I can let Jamie G say what he wanted to say. I tried to rush it, and now is the time.
Man, family, I got a feeling, and I want Adrian Crook. This is what I want you to do, Crook. I want you to get some diesel. I want you to spray it around Mumford, right? I want you to spray the edge of Mumford. And on the field, I want you to throw out mouth balls, right? Because I got a feeling that Southern about to pull the upset of the year. I feel like Southern gonna beat FAMU Saturday.
Y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it first.
That's my pick, y'all. I feel like Southern is going to beat FAMU, and y'all streak gonna be over.
Yeah, because
I said something nice. I said something nice.
Because we haven't beaten FAMU at home, like I said, since I was in college, man. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I've been going back and forth on this game, back and forth, and
it's gonna happen, bro. That's my pick. That's my pick, bro.
This has to be. I don't like putting a lot of stuff on one guy, but this has to be Harold Blood's best game, bro. He has to. He had a good game against Pine Bluff. He had a really good game against Pine Bluff, but he has to play a complete game in this game, bro. He really do. The only way is you're gonna have to beat FAMU. You're not unless I don't know what the tiebreaker is for two teams going undefeated. And you know who get the host if somebody from the East undefeated, somebody West undefeated. I don't know who. I don't know how that work. But for somebody to host from the West, they're gonna have to beat FAMU. That's the only way. But like I was saying, I think Harold Blood had to play. He had to play a clean game, man. He got to direct the offense. He can't have them, them careless fumbles. He got to, and it's not all on him. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's 11 guys on the team. Offensive line gonna have to block. The running game gonna have to get there. It's a lot, man. But Southern cannot have those lapses. The one thing Southern's done well all year is drive the ball on their first possession. They've been really good on their first possession, and then they go drive for a little while. You can't have that. You got to be able to consistently move the football, and you can't keep asking the defense to bail you out of problems. Southern's offense gonna have to be the reason why they win this game. I think if it come down to a game where you keep asking the defense to get stops, it's gonna look like last year where we drove the ball pretty decently against FAMU last year. Kicked 3 field goals in the first half. You can't do that. You find yourself down 16-9, and then you can't catch up. But we're gonna have to find a way to score touchdowns offensively, man. Game is on ESPNU, so everybody should be able to watch. Everybody's games will be over, except for Valley and them. And I don't know how many people really gonna be watching that game. But this is the game to watch. So I mean, I get something to punch us chance, man. I give him a chance.
I tell you, bro. Craig, get your Camaro right. I want that thing shined up. Cause when Southern pull out the upset, me and you gonna go riding, bro. We going all down Craig Road. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, bro. I really think it's gonna be the upset of the year, bro. Y'all street finna come to the end now, dog.
Man, like I said, I'm gonna say this from the other side. I think you're gonna get a very motivated FAMU team because I think what happened against Valley last week. I think a lot of I think that kind of that kind of ruffled some feathers, and I don't see them not coming in unprepared. So you're gonna get their best shot. Can you take it and give one back? That's gonna definitely be the key to this game. But you got a chance. You line up, you play. But I'm eager, man. I can't wait to get in the stadium for this one, man. I think it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a good game.
This is the first week where we actually got football weather. It ain't like 95 degrees, so you get to get in the stadium and kind of relax and not roast before the game starts. So hopefully, we get a good show and we put on a good show for TV.
I hope y'all fill up the stadium because right now it ain't looking too good from the ticket sale.
Oh no, it ain't, bro. I've been checking every day, man. I've been checking every day. Hopefully, it's like on Janky Promoters. You know what I'm saying? There's a walk up, there's a walk up crowd, and we get some walk up ticket sales, man. But you got sometimes I feel like you got to put a lot of that stuff behind you that you be upset about and come support, especially a game like this. You know, if you call yourself a fan base that turn out, you got to turn out, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason for people not to show up. Well, that free up like 3 sections by itself.
I thought y'all was a rival though.
You know, Southern and FAMU is a rivalry for people like my age and older, bro. If you want to keep it real, because if you look at it, since 2001, we didn't play them. Let's see. Yes, y'all, I'm counting on my fingers. We didn't only play them seven times before this year. We've only played them 7 times since 2001. Before 2001, we played them every year, as far as I can remember. So there's a lot of people who don't have that Southern FAMU, you know what I'm saying, experience. So it's a rivalry for older people, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's we didn't go out there last year, which was a surprise to me. But we and honestly, a lot of time they didn't really come down here all the time. So it's one of them things, but that definitely does take off a little bit of steam for people. So you know, it's one of them back and forth things. But like I said, I would love to see the rivalry really become what it was before. Right, but I don't really know if it's gonna get that kind of steam again. Because number one, I think JSU and FAMU took all that steam. Because y'all always be into it. I'm gonna leave that one to you.
Well, man, I think it should be more promotion in that FAMU SU rivalry. I mean, it was an old rivalry, and you know what I'm saying, I like to see it be back renewed, you know. So I mean, man, you got a game of this magnitude. It should be promoted.
Yeah, it really should. Too. You know, like the comments say, man, since the 40s, these two teams they played every year, man. Like growing up, man, I honestly, when I was little, I thought FAMU was in the SWAC because we played them every year. Like we played them in November before we played Grambling, and you know, it's like that's all I've known. It's Southern and FAMU, and you know it was kind of heated, but you know that time off kind of took the luster away. Hopefully, being in the same conference, you know, we'll see. You know, but like I said, we'll see, and I hope it can get back to what it was. So, like I said, hopefully, man, people waiting to see what happened and they turn out because, you know, I think a good crowd will really energize this. I don't know how many people. Hey, I think that's a longer trip too. But we already said why they ain't coming. But I get it, man. I get it. Yeah, I mean, you know. That's a bus. That's a short. That's not even that. Honestly, man, it's like a 6-hour drive. So you know it could be done. But like I said again, I get why it's happening. That kind of stuff tend to happen with us. But gotta still show up and show out. So hopefully, you know, we still get some folk come through and make some things happen. Maybe we can call a couple high school bands to come back through again, like we did when A&M ain't come. So hopefully we can get a decent halftime show and a good game on point because that. Oh yeah, that's a huge game right there. But we're gonna get to that. But I did want to switch gears. Well, not even switch gears, but I did want to touch on Texas Southern since they off this week. Well, yeah, they off this week. How y'all feel about Coach McKinney, man? Do we get a pass because his starting quarterback is not playing this year, or do y'all think his feet should be held to the fire? I don't know how much you should. I don't know how much you should give him. I don't know how much leeway you should give him for that. But I I don't know, man. I'm really confused on how to look at that situation.
Like I said, I already told you how I feel. I feel like TSU ain't gonna ever get up the hump with him, man.
I mean, like I said, I can see both sides of it, honestly, man. You know, how, you know, I mean, look at what he inherited, look at, you know, the work that he put in. But at the same time, regardless of why it didn't happen, this season is supposed to be
the one.
Be the one, you know, like I said, regardless of, you know, I mean, you don't, you know, anybody else season go in the tank, you know, people look at them sideways. So I don't know, man. If you get rid of him, you know, what direction you go. If you keep him, do you think he can keep the guys from leaving? Because, you know, the portal is always a factor. Do you think he can keep some of them guys from leaving and keep that team together? It's so many questions, man. I don't know which way. I don't know which way to go with it. And that's a fact. I mean, you can always look at a team and tell how they run. And you know, I haven't watched CSU enough to know, you know, how they looking in that aspect. But if things not really looking up to par, you might have to start to think about going in that direction. You know, I mean, you don't wanna ride in a car too long either. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Car looking a little shaky. You don't want to start riding, you know, riding around in it and keep riding until it break down on you on the interstate, you know. But I do agree with that, man. I think that, like I said before, I think the schedule just doesn't do them any favors. You know, I know schedules made in advance, but when you a team that's trying to hit that next level, that kind of schedule is not good for you, bro. That's a valid schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 FBS games, you know, no home games. I mean, yeah, the home game opener of the season, but 2 FBS games back to back, no game in between. They had their chances against Grambling, but I really don't feel like I don't really feel like they really had a real solid chance to win that game, man. And the problem is six FBS games in 3 years, man. That's a lot of FBS games, man. Two a year, and the team got talent. I agree with that. The team got talent, so I don't, you know, I always look at it like if you take a piece off that team, can you keep it at a similar level? And I feel like that team is night and day, man. I think Wilson getting comfortable with the offense, but that team is not what a lot of people look at without Andrew Body, you know. So even with the same guys, you know, like the offense just, I don't know if they just catered so much to what he do that now they have to really try to readjust. But they're gonna have to find something, man, because it's tough. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I like I said, I think you have to look at what your ultimate end goal is. You know what I mean? If you think they can get there, then I think you give them a chance. But you know, the bye week is good, man, because it give them a chance to kind of adjust their offense, especially now that they know. But I don't really like having a guy that don't really fit your offense when you brought him in. You know, I mean, as a transfer guy, why would you, if he don't do what you want him to, you know, if he don't necessarily do everything you want your offense to do, why would you bring him in?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't really look at that. But yeah, I mean that's a good opportunity, man. Lamar is bad. So, you know, I mean, if you know, I just think you need to get more. You know, I mean, a FBS game is fine. I don't mind, but you know, I just don't like two of them, and I've said that a lot.
Yeah,
So
me too.
if you can keep that, I'm not saying do everything your quarterback can do, but your backup got to be at least able to run your offense at least pretty similar to everybody else. Now, everybody got different skill sets. Everybody got different leadership abilities and all of that. I don't think your offense should be that much of a difference without your guy. I mean, of course, you take anybody starting quarterback out and put the backup in, the offense gonna take a dip, you know, unless your offense is just not, you know, unless that guy is just not good. Yeah, and that's one thing I remember. You know, y'all saying that the play calling was just not there last year, and if that's still a problem, then maybe that should be your first move before you know, if you don't want to get rid of the head coach, then maybe you change coordinators. You know what I mean? You know, maybe you give him another year and you make. I keep my dog on camera now. Maybe you change. You know, maybe you change coordinators and give your coach one more year. You know, I don't know. I mean, I just look at how this thing is going, and it's tough, man. It's tough to see a team kind of not be where they at through no real fault of their own, you know. So hopefully, man, you know, this bye week can do TSU do them some good, and they can come out on the other side. Because I mean, being in the West, you're not out of it. I mean, yes, you chasing Grambling and yes, you chasing Prairie View, but you're not totally out of it in the West. And I think it's still a lot of chaos, but you know, it's a tough spot to be in early in the season. So hopefully, you know, they can use this bye week and come out and find themselves in a good spot. I mean, you got a trip to Bethune-Cookman next week, so you know, we'll see.
Yeah, which they should win that game. I think they have an opportunity to win that. So
Yeah, so you know, it's still there for you, you know. But you know, the opportunities are dwindling away as the season move on. So just you know, the more I think about it, man, the more I feel like, hey, I think Coach McKinney contract up this year, so I think I'm gonna have to take a lot of discussions to renew that thing. But if you renew it, it's got to be a lot of things, a lot of goals got to be met. Otherwise, I think you just start over. Well, not really start over, but you know, I don't know which way you want to go with that, but that is true. He hadn't necessarily had a big win since the spring of 2021. He hadn't had, honestly, man, I hadn't had a big game, a big win since he been at A&M, not counting the spring. At least not in my recollection.
he don't need it. I hope he don't need it.
I mean, I don't have a problem with bringing in somebody to lay the foundation for a future guy, man. Because I always feel like Texas Southern is a program that's a sleeping giant, man. It's at some point the things got to fall into place, and you know we got to quit. You know, hopefully we get to a point at some point where we quit asking that question: why TSU don't win? So I mean, if you get rid of McKinney, you have to make a good hire, man. You can't bring in, you know, something that ain't gonna push the program forward. You know, that's always a big concern about getting rid of coaches is what you're bringing in to replace them, because you can always make a worse hire, you know, and go backwards. So we'll see.
Man, I don't think it's gonna be that easy, bro. I just don't think so.
But man, we'll go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Get ready to kick back and relax a little bit before the weekend, man. Hey, if anybody within driving distance of Baton Rouge and you want to catch a game, bro, they got plenty of tickets on Ticketmaster.
Oh man, that game went at night. I would call, man. That's gonna be interesting. I don't know why it's at night though. If it was at 3:00, I'd be down there.
Yeah, we don't play day games in Baton Rouge other than that. We play day games in Baton Rouge on 2 occasions: homecoming, which is like 4:00, and then we play the last couple home games of the season at like 2 because the weather, because it get too cold in November.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. So you won't catch a day game in Baton Rouge. You got to come in November and sit in that hawk, man. Yeah, that was what, 19 or 18, 19, I think it was, when they beat them. They had a solid team that year. They came up short at Alcorn. They should have won the SWAC championship that year, but ended up not making it. But like I said, man, we'll go ahead and get on up out of here, man, and get ready for this football weekend. I don't know if anybody watching the NFL football, but the Bears attempting to play football today.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be a game of the week is Dallas and San Francisco. Whole NFC rival,
bro. I ain't even gonna talk about it, bro. 49ers been a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave it alone, bro. I'm gonna leave it alone. Go Cowboys. That's all. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Man, don't want to talk about them Saints.
Oh, never. Never that.
Them Saints is looking.
It's great when it's like, hey, it's great when it's like that living down here, man. I love it. I ain't got to worry about nothing. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Go ahead and give me a little dinner and chill. So, man, we're gonna catch y'all on another edition of SWAC Smoke next week, man. We have a lot more to talk about. Hopefully, we have two happy hosts next week. We'll see.
We ain't do nothing when we win, man.
Hey, I might dress up. Hey, if we win, I might dress up, bro.
Oh, Gucci,
I might.
Gucci man. That's what I call do the Gucci man.
Gucci man. Man, thank y'all. Hey, we appreciate the love, man. Y'all, thank y'all for rocking with us, man. And we'll catch y'all next week. So we up out of here.